I have had this idea in the back of my head for about 6 months now. Is it possible? No. Is it incredibly stupid and exhausting and just an all-round bad idea? Yes. Am I doing it anyway? Absolutely yes. So this is going to be me attempting to read 21 books in 21 hours in honour of my 21st birthday. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige if you are new here. Today we're doing something stupid. By the time you guys are watching this video, I will already be 21, which is crazy. But this is a video that I've had in my head for a really long time and I'm deciding to do it, even though it's really stupid. So the plan is to get up tomorrow morning at 7 AM, start reading at 8 AM and read all the way through to 5 o'clock in the morning. And probably beyond that, because I don't see myself finishing this stack of books in 21 hours. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. The only benefit that I can see is that I'm going to catch up on my Goodreads goal a little bit. Other than that, I see no benefit, yet I had to do it. It was just one of those videos where that voice in the back of my head was just going, do it, do it, do it, do it, over and over again for the past 6 months. So here we are. If you guys like the sound of this video and you like what you have seen so far, why not hit that big red subscribe button down below and consider it a birthday gift to me? Why not? Why don't like 21 of you subscribe in honour of my 21st birthday? Like, let's do a whole 21 theme, guys. Why not? You guys can also reach out to me on Twitter and Instagram. Is that the right side? I don't know. Somewhere on the screen my Twitter and Instagram handles will be. It is @PaigeInChapter, and I have very recently just started my Bookstagram and I'm really enjoying it, so you may want to check that out. Now, I am going to very quickly run through the 21 books with you right now because I'm not going to have time to do it in the morning. I just want to kind of get up alive myself and then read for the entire day. I'm also not going to go into massive detail or like explain the plot or review them now or anything because you'll see all that in the vlog. A lot of these are rereads for me just because I don't want to buy 21 new books just for this video. That seemed wasteful and consumerist, so I haven't done that. A lot of these are rereads and a lot of them are like children's books kind of, or like really young teenage books, because those are really fun and they're really fast and it's how I'm gonna get through this 21 hours. The theme of these books is short and some of them ended up not even being that short. They are in no particular order. I haven't decided what order I'm going to read them in yet, so these are just the books. So the first few books on this list are the Finding Sky trilogy. These are really young YA. I read them at about 12, so I think I could probably speed read them now. Next we have Animal Farm. I read this at school. I remember really enjoying it. Gonna do it again. The Princess Diaries series, but only the first 2 books. I have all of them, but I don't fancy rereading all of them again, so just the first 2. A Short History of Drunkenness, the only non-fiction on this list. Loved it, super short, let's go. The Wishing Chair by Enid Blyton. This was my favourite book as a kid. The Bloody Chamber. I was supposed to read this for my A-levels and I never did, so let's do it now. The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. This is a beefy boy. Probably not going to read it. Pretty sure this is the reason I have options. The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. Why not? These covers are beautiful. It's short. It's Twilight. Let's go. The Great Gatsby. This is going to be a slow one because it's a classic, but I've read this before, I enjoyed it, it just looks big in this bind-up because the other bind-up I have was super thin. Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Didn't enjoy it the first time I read it, but it's just a couple of short stories and it's about time travel, so let's go. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I may well be adding more Harry Potter to this list. I apologise, but I already own the books and they are short and they are kid-friendly, which means they are perfect for this challenge. Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote. I've been wanting to read this for eons and eons. It's really short. I had to. The Catcher in the Rye. I know nothing about this book. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This is also kind of a beefy boy, but I remember reading this in one sitting last year. I think maybe we could give it a go in an hour. Then we have one ebook, which is The Nasir by Heather Carson. Then we have Monstress Volume 1. I've been wanting to read this for ages. I thought some graphic novels would be the key to completing this challenge. This is a really short boy. Heartstopper, Volume 4. I kind of thought that this was a hack, except this is a real beefy boy. Alice Osman, why do these books get bigger and bigger? Finally, we have Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me. And this is a beefy boy at almost 300 pages, which I didn't know when I bought it. So yes, those are the books. that I'm going to be reading tomorrow. I am very aware that I'm going to fail this, and I'm going to tell you now that I will fail this challenge. I do not think I can read a book an hour. I just want to lose gracefully. I want to give it a good shot, and so the plan for the rest of the night is to not even look at a book for the whole night, so my brain is rested and ready to go for tomorrow. Wish me luck, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. We are ready to start this 21 in 21 challenge. It is just coming up to 7 a.m. It is 6:54 in the morning. My plan was to wake up at 7 and start to alive myself in time for 8, but I got woken up by the dogs at 6:30. I'm now ready. I'm gonna go eat and make sure that I eat a lot because I don't have time to eat later today. And then we're gonna chill and de-stress. I think I've decided that I'm gonna start this with Heartstopper Volume 4 because it's a big book, but it's also graphic and I know that I like it. So it'll get one of the big books off the list, but also set me up for a good day. Just wanted to pop in, say good morning, let you know that I woke up at 6:30 for this challenge. I'm also wearing a really cute little jumpsuit thing. It's real cute. I'm really excited about the way I'm dressed today, and I think it's supposed to hit 30 degrees here in Essex this weekend, so I'm going to be stuck indoors reading, but you know, I can enjoy the temperature from inside. I'm gonna go eat and prepare, and I will see you at 8 a.m. for when we start. It's so cute! I'll take that risk. This man did not just say, I'll take that risk. This was the perfect book to start on. I'm so in my feels. I'm loving this. I completely understand what Rachel was saying about this being the best one yet. It's just so cute. Again, Alice Osman with the great representation. Not only have we got the great representation of just what it's like to be a teenager and have a crush / be in love, we've got obviously all different kinds of representation in terms of race, background, identity, but we're also starting to get representation of what it's like to be transsexual in other cultures through Nick and Charlie's friends. And it's really clever how Alice Osman has brought this in and been able to make this book even more diverse and bring in even more understanding of other cultures through what she's already developed. I love this woman. I love them so much! Also, this is what reading in a room with me is like. I just scream and squeal and fangirl the entire time I'm reading a good book. This isn't just a Heartstopper thing, this is just a me reading thing. So I hope you're enjoying this insight into my habits. So what I'm really loving now. I love the fact that the parents in Heartstopper are really supportive parents. They're all normal, you know, it's not like they have some massive drama like you usually see in YA. You know, the parents are just worried about them and reflecting that, and sometimes teenagers take that the wrong way, but it's all coming from a place of like love and good relationships. Nick's mother has just had a conversation with Nick all about the fact that Nick loves Charlie is not gonna cure Charlie's mental health issues, and I just really love that Alice Osman has included a little section about the fact that love doesn't fix you, it's just an opportunity to like be there for someone. And I just really approved of the fact that Alice Osman put that in such a clear and direct way, when so many YAs are all about being fixed by love or needing to fix yourself in order to find love. Both of these characters are flawed, both of these characters have their own issues, and this book is very much about them learning to just be there for each other without trying to fix each other. I just love the way the Heartstopper series is written. I think it is so age appropriate, and I think Alice Oseman does a fantastic job of making it nostalgic for people older like me, but also a learning experience for the age group that this is kind of aimed at. Beautiful. My favourite Heartstopper book yet. So the next book that I have selected is Animal Farm by George Orwell. I am a big fan of George Orwell. I really like his writing. I'm just going to jump straight in at 8:40 and hopefully finish this super soon. I have now finished Animal Farm, and it is again about 9:35, I want to say, sometime around there, so I finished it early again. I was saddened by the ending of this book more than I was the first time when I had to read this at school. When I read this at school, I just remember being like massively interested by this. I don't know if it's because I know the in-depth history of the Russian Revolution now, whereas before I just kind of knew like the basic premise that I needed to know to understand the allegory in this book. But yeah, I was much more saddened by it, especially by what happened to Boxer, the horse. I don't like to see animals suffer. I think the fact that this is animals makes it worse, and I think that's exactly what George Orwell was intending to do. One of my favourite classics by far. And next we have Finding Sky by Joss Stirling. This is a book that I really enjoyed as a kid. It's a romance book, but this family is like demigods, and I don't see a lot of people talking about this series. And I don't know if Joss Stirling ever finished it, but the books that are out I remember really enjoying. Let's get going. So I'm getting a decent way into this book now, and I mean, it was obviously not going to be as good as when I was like 12 or 13 years old. However, it is still really enjoyable, even if just for the nostalgia. I will say, if you are looking for like the kind of YA romance that's going to make you feel like it's 2012 again, that has a slightly fantastical element, then this is a really good series for that. But I will say it does read like it was written in 2012. Like, it is not written the way YA romances are written now. It's also, I feel like the romance isn't that well developed, but if I remember rightly, we do still see Sky and Zed's relationship in the next book, because it follows another brother, so you get to see them when their relationship is fully formed with no drama. But yeah, it feels a bit it is insta-lovey, but it feels a bit too insta-lovey, and it doesn't feel too developed at this almost halfway mark. So I would say probably check it out if you really want some like nostalgia vibes. I just wouldn't expect too much from it. Okay, I finished Finding Sky. It was okay. It kind of felt like what it feels like when you reread a book that even when you're a little younger you know is trashy, and then you read it when you're about to turn 21 and you realise it kind of sucks. I am, however, a tad bit behind schedule. I finished Finding Sky at like 11:01, so I'm not that off schedule, but I do now have to run 2 pets at home. I can't just sit in this room all day, so I'm going to chuck some shoes on. The plan was to originally read The Great Gatsby next, but because I'm a little bit behind schedule, we're going to read Breakfast at Tiffany's, because this is really short. So if I read this in the car and whilst I'm out, and then for the next hour, I can hopefully get ahead, so I'm in a better position to start The Great Gatsby. And we're going to go because I've wasted enough time talking. It appears this book is only 100 pages. It doesn't say on the front that this contains 2 books, but the first 100 is Breakfast at Tiffany's, and then the last section is different. They're 2 books. I'm confused, because the ending of Breakfast at Tiffany's is how the movie ends. I guess they could have just ended it there in the movie, but I'm very confused. The characters in this, from what I can read, are different too. So I'm just going to call this done. We're going to pick up Monstress Volume 1, because I want to get ahead of this thing, but we're going to go read it outside, because it's a lovely day, but not lovely enough for the outfit that I picked out this morning. I was cold. So that is book 4. That is book 4. Let's go take it outside. It is 1:10 now. I have finished Monstress. I did finish this at like 1:05. I've been reading The Princess Diaries for the past like 5 minutes or so. I forgot how much I love this series. I'm gonna have a great time speed reading this. This didn't go as quickly as I thought it would, but it's okay. We're kind of catching up now. I'm only, what, 5-10 minutes late? That's manageable, we can do that. I do need to reread this though, not in a rush, because I don't really understand what's happening. I understand there's like a girl monster hybrid and there's a war going on and there's all these different backgrounds and stuff like that, but I don't really get it or follow it, so I do need to reread it. I will say though, the illustrations are absolutely stunning, so I would recommend checking this out. It also has like little information at the end of the chapters in the form of like lecture notes that have been uncovered from like archives, so you can learn a little bit about the context. Because this graphic novel does just jump straight in. There's no real easing into it. For a while I thought maybe there was like something that came before volume 1, because it just wasn't making any sense at all. It did start to make more sense as I went through it. Now we're on to the first Princess Diaries book. I have read this entire series before, like last summer when we first went into lockdown, and I loved it. So we're gonna keep going. We're going back outside though. I just came up, changed into some shorts because it's real hot. I really love Mia in the early books. She becomes kind of in the last few books, but in the first few books, she's great. So I'm enjoying reading book 1, and book 2 is probably gonna keep on this list because I want to read it. Sit. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. Boy, nicely. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. Good boy. Nicely. Okay, so I finished The Princess Diaries book 1, and it did put me back on schedule. I finished this at 1:50, so I'm now 10 minutes ahead of schedule, and I'm taking those 10 minutes rather than getting ahead on the next book to actually talk you through these books, because I appreciate that I was rushing and we haven't really spoken about them. Breakfast at Tiffany's was surprisingly short and a very enjoyable read. I would actually really recommend this. It's very clearly written. It's a modern classic. I will say though, you can really tell that it is a product of its time. This book uses quite derogatory words and language. I would be aware of that before going in, because I wasn't. Other than that though, I don't really have any complaints about this book. I really enjoyed it. This is definitely going to go on my reread list. Really enjoyed the ending of this, more so than the movie. The movie has a very Hollywood ending, and it was a real breath of fresh air to go back and read the original. We have Monstress. I did speak about this one a little bit, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. This is kind of just summed up as I need to reread this. I was reading it too quickly and in too much of a rush to fully give myself the time to understand the world. So in the next few days I am probably going to reread this, but I will only count it towards my Goodreads goal once. And then we just read The Princess Diaries book 1, which was another reread for me, and I just love these books so much. I love Princess Mia. I don't know if it's because I'm older, but she's just such a naive character that it's so entertaining to just watch her make these mistakes and understand that she's gonna learn from them. I don't know if you're younger, then you would like experience what she experiences along with her. So the next book that I'm gonna pick up is The Princess Diaries book 2, and then I'm gonna read The Short Second Life of Bree, just to keep with this good vibes, these good ahead vibes, these good on time vibes. See you in a bit. Can someone explain to me why I'm like crying over the ending of The Short Second Life of Bree? I forgot how much I love Bree, and she doesn't deserve this, and I know what's coming. I'm right at the end and I know how this ends. It's literally called The Short Second Life of Bree, but I really like her, and she was so taken advantage of. And Carlisle and Esme are trying so hard to save her. Stephanie Meyer just has this hold on me. Anytime I read her books, I'm completely sucked in. And I know they're not good. I know objectively they're not good. They just get me every time. Does anyone else feel this way about Stephanie Meyer books? Is it just because I read them as a kid? I'm gonna go back to ending this. This is making me realise how much better Twilight would have been if Bella wasn't in it. Because I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience of reading this, like thoroughly, and I was getting to the end and I was tearing up and I was like fully ready to like bawl my eyes out and really enjoy the ending, and then Bella came into it and my brain immediately went ugh, I forgot she was in this book. Everything about Twilight would have been better if it was just about the Cullens. I don't like Bella as a character. I always thought that I did, but rereading this is making me realise that she's actually just really whiny and annoying. So I took a walk to the park. The sun is really bright. I can't remember what was the last book I talked about, but I know I didn't talk about The Great Gatsby because I don't get the hype surrounding The Great Gatsby. It didn't really do it for me. I just found it kind of boring. I don't really understand what everyone's talking about. Both times that I've read it, I've just thought it was boring. I'm now reading No One Is Too Small to Make a Difference, which is a series of speeches that Greta Thunberg has written and published. And because it's speeches and I've read it before, it should be a pretty fast read. I'm just going to read that here in the park and then head back. I'm not going to film too much because I'm still not used to vlogging in public, but yeah, just wanted to pop in and show you my park. I'm now back from the park. I really didn't stay very long because I finished No One Is Too Small to Make a Difference really early. Hi Marvin. Hi. And I was starting to burn. I'm also now real tired, so we're bringing the coffee out for the first time today. Do you want to say hi, buddy? Thank you. So yeah, I'm half an hour early to the next book, which is kind of nice. I might just chill for a while. I should probably get ahead, but kind of thinking I might just lie down for a second. I haven't had a break from reading. My room is an absolute mess. This is very mentally draining, but I'm very surprised at how well I'm doing. Like, why am I doing this well? I've read 10 books and I'm half an hour ahead of schedule. Granted, I don't think I'm taking much of these books in, I'll be honest. And I have no idea what I'm going to read next. I should probably read The Catcher in the Rye because I'm dreading reading that. I think it's going to be really boring and really slow, and get that out of the way, and then after that it's pretty much only books that I'm interested in reading or will be fun to read. Why did I decide to do this? Why did I think this was a good idea? It's literally only 5:30 and I want to go to bed. No one's making me do this. I'm not gaining anything from, like, why am I doing it? I'm just gonna drink and hopefully wake up. Guys, this book is just really boring. Was this the book that was banned in a load of places? If it was, I don't understand why. Nothing's happening. It's just about this guy doing boring stuff. Like, he's not even doing exciting stuff. He's just complaining about women and his grades. And it's... I've never felt more regret over this challenge than now that I've read this book. What a waste of an hour and 15 minutes of my life. I think I'm gonna read Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me because that's also a beefy boy that will probably make me late, but at least it'll be fun. The graphics in this book are stunning. They're all like black and white and baby pink themed, and it's just making me very happy to read it. I also think that when it comes to graphic novels, I'm much more of a contemporary kind of gal because I'm much preferring this. This book is also sapphic, which I wasn't aware of, but I was really hoping that it would be sapphic, and it is, so I'm really happy about that. It is almost 8 o'clock. I'm getting tired and I have like 10 minutes or so before I need to start the next book. So I'm gonna have a dance party. It's not that late. I don't really need headphones, but like I want to blast it. I want to really wake up my brain. We're gonna blast the T-Swizzle. Turn it up. Half an hour behind schedule, but hey, this was bound to happen at some point. I'm ready for bed at least. I don't know how much I'm gonna record tonight. I will do my very best, but as it gets later and later, I'm gonna just want to read until 5 in the morning. Before the Coffee Gets Cold is a series of Japanese short stories about a coffee shop where you can go back in time. I have read this before. I did not enjoy it the first time I read it, but we're gonna give it another go and see if I enjoy it more this time. I don't think this is gonna get me back on schedule, but at this point I've read 12 books and I kept on time for pretty much all of those 12 books. I'm gonna consider this a win. I'm not giving up. I'm still gonna try and read 21 books in 21 hours, but I think I've done all right. I think I've lost with some dignity. So now we're just gonna like read this and see how it goes, and hopefully we catch up, and we're gonna aim to catch up, but we're not gonna kill ourselves trying to catch up. Okay, so this book was slightly better. I do definitely prefer stories 1 and stories 2 just because they are romance based, whilst the second half of the book is like family based. It's about sisters and mother-daughter relationships. The mother and daughter one wasn't too bad. Again, preferred it more the second time around to the first time around, but I just don't enjoy story 3, the sister one. I don't know if it's just because I don't have a sister. It's still not my favorite thing though. I still don't get the hype. I still wouldn't buy the second one. I would like people to play around with this concept more. I just don't think it's executed very well. I'm still half an hour behind. It's like 10:30, 11:15. I only just finished this, so I'm officially like a whole book behind now, basically. This is another book to go on the red pile. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only got 6 books left. I guess I should probably pick up the Midnight Library now. This is, again, a chunky boy. I don't know why I decided to do this to myself, but it is coming up to midnight, so this is a good time to be reading this. Also, after this book, they're all short boys. I just worked my glasses into my face with my book. That wasn't pleasant. I love this book, but I really don't know if I'm vibing with it right now. I don't have a choice. I don't have time to be like messing around trying to find another book. It's not even that late. My brain just shuts down surprisingly early. I'm definitely like an early bird. Like I'm an early to rise, early to sleep kind of person. So yeah, it's like 11 o'clock and my brain's shutting down, and now I'm gonna read. Midnight Library was an awful idea. Way behind schedule. This book was just too big and too heavy for my current mindset. I've had a lot of caffeine today, and that like influencing my anxiety as well as the mental health discussions in this book just led to me crying my eyes out a lot. I'm good now. I have recovered. I finished the book. Again, it's a really hopeful book. I do really enjoy this book. It was just a really bad choice to read now, but I'm gonna read A Short History of Drunkenness next because I remember this being really light-hearted and fun, and it's a non-fiction, so won't be getting upset over other people's lives. Let's speedrun it. I still love this book. If you're looking for a really short, easy to read non-fiction, then A Short History of Drunkenness is 100% the way to go. Not only does this look at the creation, mythology, and like general perception of alcohol through time, it also looks at it through a wide array of different cultures and historical settings, as well as looking at the socio-political influences of alcohol. It just does so many things. This book it blows my mind every time. So happy I've reread it. And that's another one done. This is a collection of modern Gothic feminist tales. That's quite a mouthful. I was supposed to read this for A-level English. I didn't think I ever read it, but they must have set specific texts as homework because some of these stories were annotated, so I at least did the bare minimum. They're really interesting from a Gothic novel perspective. You can really see the elements of the Gothic in here, and they're really easy to analyze. I was having a great time like reading over my old notes and stuff. My brain is absolutely sizzled, and more than anything, my anxiety is through the roof. When I get tired, I get anxious. This has been like a recent thing that's been happening to me, and that didn't cross my mind when I planned to do this. So I don't really know where to go from here. I set myself this challenge. I want to complete it, and the tiredness I could probably deal with for a little bit longer. It's the anxiety that comes with the tiredness that's making this a little bit not fun. And I've decided that I'm gonna give one more book a go, but that book is gonna be Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a 280-page book, so it's kind of big, but honestly most of these books have been around that size. They just haven't looked it. And I remember this being a really fast, really fun read. I will update you before I go to sleep, definitely, whenever that will be. For some reason I remembered the makeout scene in this being way hotter. It's about 2:30 in the morning. I'm asleep. because A, I think I've got more than enough vlog footage. I think this vlog is going to be ridiculously long. B, I've read 18 books. Maybe we'll have to rejig how we do 24-hour challenges on this channel, because I just can't do them, it seems. Hi guys, it is early morning the next day because Marvin decided to wake me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I haven't had much sleep at all. I was able to read 18 books in the 21 hours, which I'm pretty impressed with. 18 books in one day, well, less than a day, is the best I've ever done. I'm pretty impressed with myself. I think I did well. The books that I wasn't able to get to were the rest of the Finding Sky trilogy and The Wishing Chair. The issue was... Will you sit down? The issue was that I just didn't want to read these books. I would say, if you're going to do this, choose better books than I did. I was very much trying to cut costs here, which I stand by. I didn't want to buy 21 brand new books, but I probably could have like forked out a little more to buy new books that I actually would have wanted to read, rather than those 3 like children's books where right at the end, when I was already exhausted, I just didn't want to read them. I'm trying not to be too disappointed that I didn't complete this challenge. It's just that I've been wanting to do it for so long and have been planning it for so long. To fail is a little bit upsetting, but I said I wanted to fail graciously, and I think 18 book in less than 24 hours is failing graciously. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep and relax for the rest of the day. I am exhausted and I'm in a really horrible mood. Bet you guys are glad you don't have to deal with me today. Thank you guys very, very much for watching this video, especially if you made it this far. I'm so grateful if you made it this far, because I'm already aware that this video is going to be super long. If you guys could like this video and leave a comment to support, that would really mean a lot. So much work has gone into this. I can't even put into words how long I've been working on this video. And even if it's not your thing, like if you know someone who likes 24-hour challenges or like reading vlogs or stuff like that, maybe ask them if they'd want to watch this video and help me promote this a little bit. If you guys have enjoyed what you've watched and you want to see more vlog style content from me, then do feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below, and be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. If you followed me on Instagram and Twitter, then you saw a little bit of insight and behind the scenes whilst I was filming this, rather than just having to wait the actual vlog. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful week and you enjoy every book that you are reading, and I will see you next week for my next video. Bye guys.